Hey, welcome to another episode of Fishing is My Summer Job. If you notice in the video here, that's a new rod. I was this last weekend. I was down in Ohio. My wife was shopping at IKEA. I went to Bass Pro Shops. They had a pretty good deal on another combo. It's actually the same weight and size as the last my other one. That's a nice 8 weight that I have there. But I really like the feel of it. It's a little bit stiffer than the other rod. And this is like my third cast with it. And bingo. Smallmouth. And they're hitting the black double tail leech thing that I throw a lot. About a cast later, a pike bites it off, and I switch up to a fly that I bought at Mad Rivers Outfitters in Columbus, Ohio, Hada Creek Crawler, which is a sweet pattern. I saw it initially on Instagram. Keith Reeves from Arkansas. I was going to buy some from him, and then I didn't, but I saw him at Mad Rivers. I gave it a try, and man, did this fly kill. I'm not sure how they fish them down in the Ozarks, but up here, I just was drifting it through like you would a nymph for part of the time, twitching it a little bit, jigging it. I kind of was experimenting, and the fish really liked this fly. So as you can see, a little acrobatic little guy here. Nothing giant on this trip, but man, it was a lot of fun. We had just had a cold front come in, and the temps were dropping, so it went from about 50 in the morning to it was like 43 when I was out here fishing, man, it was a ball.
Should've known damn well when the curbstone fell, things would never be right. I was running with the
You might recognize the scenery on this. This is an area I fish quite a bit when the water's high. It's early in the season. It's shallow. It's a good place to get some wading in. And there's lots of smaller fish here, and usually never any big giants, and it's all catch and release now in Michigan anyways. And here, this is the coldest that I've ever caught one of these. So I'm not sure what the water temp was, but it's not warm. It has been pretty cold the whole month of April. March was kind of nice, but and here I get my first rock bass of the season. So as we go along, it's one of these things. I'm out here just having a ball, catching whatever I can. Like I say, I caught a pike on the last video. It's smallmouth's my target fish. I'll catch rock bass. There's times when there's a couple areas I fish that I'll catch a lot of bluegills, and it's a ball. So as you can see here in this part, I'm jigging the fly. It's coming through. There's a little bit of a drop off in there. Then I'm going to do a dead drift on this spin through. I'm not doing anything fancy. And what I noticed is a lot of the fly, the fish were hitting this crayfish both on the dead drift and also at the end when you kind of are picking up your line and pulling it in as it's coming. So here you can see this is a little bit nicer fish. Probably not the nicest fish on the whole trip I got, and I didn't have the camera running. And you'll see a picture of that at the end. But like I say, it was a ball. I had a great time fishing. There were some guys fishing bait in one of the areas I like to fish. And then I moved up here and, I did all right. As I'm finishing up the fight on this fish, I just want to say, and I think anybody who's ever fished for smallmouth knows this, man, they're just a brutal, they're just a fighter of a fish. They just constantly are pulling. They're just one of my favorites to catch, and I'm pretty lucky here in Michigan. I can, in the area around my house, I can catch smallmouth, largemouth, brown trout, brook trout. I can get steelhead, king salmons, coho salmon. I can get muskie, northern pike, walleye. I mean, all within maybe 50 miles of my house. There's that much going on fishery-wise. By the way, I want to thank you again for tuning in. I'm hoping, if the weather cooperates, next episode will be a walleye trip. I don't know if it'll be on the Saginaw Bay or if it'll be here at home.